Hello to all our friends, our supporters, all our followers of iGreyhound. It's another Thursday, and here we are again. And we are right here in the Palm Court of Foundation University, another outdoor setting that we have been doing in the past few episodes. And for tonight's episode, or for today's episode, friends, we have invited one of the stalwarts in the College of Law and Jurisprudence, because he is no less than the Dean of the College of Law, and he has something to tell us, especially so that we are also preparing for the new school year or the academic year for 2024 and 2025. So may I introduce to all our followers Attorney Jesus Ramon Quevenco, and he is, as I mentioned, the current Dean of the College of Law and Jurisprudence. Hi, Attorney, and welcome to iGreyhound.
Good day, Cecil.
Yes.
Good day to our viewers of iGreyhound. And I'm happy to be here with you today. I understand that some of the topics, among the topics that are of interest to our viewers, is this new program which we call the Master of Legal Studies.
Yes, perhaps, sir, we can explain this to our viewers, because we ourselves, those of us in the university, are very much interested in this particular program, which I understand is the first in Dumaguete and Negros Oriental, sir.
Yeah, that's right. The Legal Education Board has approved in one of its memorandum circulars, I think number 29, the offering of a ladderized, they call it the ladderized Master of Legal Studies, to be integrated in the law program towards the JD. So this Master of Legal Studies could be offered to those who do not really want to pursue a career in law, or does not want to proceed and earn the JD or the Juris Doctor degree that we have, or take the bar.
Yes.
That means if you are in the legal profession and you just would like to have knowledge of fundamentals of law and certain concepts, then the Master of Legal Studies may be sufficient for you.
Okay. How about, sir, if one is currently enrolled in the degree program of the Juris Doctor and would still want to go into the Master of Legal Studies? Can they do this simultaneously, or do they need to finish first the Juris Doctor degree?
Okay, that's a very good question. If you are currently enrolled in the JD program, the JD program, which is a 4-year law program, about 135 units, after that you earn the Juris Doctor degree. And then after earning that degree, you could now proceed to apply to take the bar. And if you pass the bar, then you become a lawyer. On the other hand, if you're already enrolled and then you've now decided that being a lawyer is not really for me, then you could say, okay, I'll stop. I'll assess what I have taken so far, whether it is sufficient for you to be conferred the title of Master of Legal Studies.
Okay, so the Master of Legal Studies, Attorney Quevenco, would be open to, of course, professionals, those who have finished an undergraduate degree, those who may be, as you had mentioned, interested in like knowing the rudiments of the law, but perhaps would not have the time and resources to proceed to law school. They can do that. So it's like professional advancement, sir.
Correct. Or if you are involved in a profession, for example, you are in personnel or labor relations, then you don't really need to become a lawyer. If you are a HR professional, then you just need to have units in certain law subjects like labor law, like collective bargaining, some other like the Constitution. So all of that are something that you could earn, and then makes you better qualified in the practice of your profession.
Right. The courses that you are offering, sir, are really very interesting. Perhaps we can talk about that in a little while. But I am curious at the decision of the LEB, the Legal Education Bureau. This is the first, the offering is the first in Dumaguete and Negros Oriental. What is the main objective, sir, of the Legal Education Bureau for offering such, and for Foundation University to apply for this particular offering?
Okay. So the Legal Education Board has recognized that not everybody who takes up the law or takes up law or earns a degree wants really to become a lawyer. There are those that needs it for their profession-related course. You're working in the court, for example, and you are a legal researcher. then you don't really need to become a lawyer. And I think they have recognized that in the bar passing, we have about 6,000 to 7,000 applicants to take the bar every year, and that about only 30% will pass. So that's about only 4,000. There are 3,000 who will not really become lawyers. So what is it for them? How do we handle them? So we are now giving them an alternative. The Master of Legal Studies is really a track for those who do not see a career in law, like litigation or the practice of law.
Of course, this should not discourage our enrollees who are wanting, who would want to pursue the legal profession.
Yeah,
not to
of course.
discourage them, of course.
Yeah,
sir,
of course, because for those who are enrolled, majority
yes.
are really pursuing their dream of becoming a lawyer.
Right.
So that's still the majority of our
Right.
students in the College of Law.
So in other words, sir, this is an option that
Yes.
we're giving to the general community, not only for those who are already enrolled in the College of Law, but even those professionals,
Yes.
who would want to advance professionally and even for their own personal consumption, perhaps.
Correct. And also for career, for example, in the civil service,
Right.
then you earn a Master of Legal Studies. This
Right.
will also be credited
Yes.
as additional qualification.
Yes, this is talking about additional qualifications. This should be helpful both for those who are working in government
Yes.
and, of course, in the
In
private,
the private sector.
Yeah,
or
very
even
nice.
for those who are self-employed.
Yes, right. So added knowledge, there's no substitute for getting additional knowledge
Yes.
or additional information that one can make use of in the future.
Yeah, because we plan this approach when we
Yeah.
teach subjects in the Master of Legal Studies. We're approaching it from a perspective that this is not really for those that become lawyers or pursuing lawyers. So the direction or the emphasis of how we teach it will be totally different.
Okay.
It may be research-oriented, it may be practice-oriented, or maybe more for on a day-to-day, what do you find in the profession?
Yes, okay. So the approach, sir, would be not, so it would be unlike
Yes,
how you approach.
there will be a difference
yeah.
because when you study law, we are intensive ang reading for jurisprudence and cases. What
Okay.
are the prevailing jurisprudence,
yes.
decisions of the Supreme Court?
Yes.
That one, we will not require the students so much.
Okay.
It will be required, but not as intensive.
Not as intensive, yes. But because, of course, your objective when you go into the Juris Doctor is, of course, to pass the bar.
Yes,
That's
and
first
become a
foremost.
practicing lawyer,
Yeah,
which means
right.
that you need all of this knowledge.
Right. The curriculum, sir, going into the course offerings that you will be doing, or the subjects that you will be offering, is there a difference with the bar subjects or those that you are offering for the College of Law?
Yeah, the Legal Education Board has identified the core subjects. Now, there are about 42 core subjects for the Master of Legal Studies. So some of these are philosophy of law, basic legal ethics, statutory constructions, which are also part of the curriculum for the regular law course or the Juris Doctor degree. But there are subjects that you need not take anymore. For example, not so much on remedial law or procedural law, where we teach people how to conduct themselves in court, what are the rules of court, because you don't need that since you will not be practicing law anyway.
Okay. But the basics, for example, and we will be talking about the like specific subjects. For example, parliamentary procedure, sir. Would that be part of the Master of Legal Studies?
That would be part of the parliamentary procedures because there is local government, for example. Then you take that up in your local government.
The professors, sir, are lawyers, I suppose.
Yes, definitely. They will also be lawyers.
Okay. So in other words, the core of lawyer teachers that we have now would also be teaching in the Master of Legal Studies, or?
Yes, we are identifying from the core of faculty those that we feel have the inclination to teach a different approach. Because as I said earlier, the approach will be more towards what do you find in the real world, not just in the world of lawyering. So if we have practitioners who are, let's say, in a corporate or in a labor setting, or those practitioners that are really just for research, then we will be it tapping their expertise to
Okay.
teach this subject.
So in other words, sir, maybe we can backtrack a bit, no? Our curriculum for the College of Law and Jurisprudence, this is for the Juris Doctor, is non-thesis.
Non-thesis.
Non-thesis, okay. So for the Master of Legal Studies, you require a thesis.
There is a non-thesis track, which is 42 units.
Okay.
Sorry. A non-thesis track, which is 50 units.
Okay.
And thesis track, which is 42 units, because the 8 units will be the thesis.
For the thesis or the
Yes.
research. No?
Yes, for the research.
Okay, very
Yes.
interesting. No? So perhaps, sir, we can acquaint our viewers as to the specific courses or the subjects that are being offered. As you had mentioned, this is for 2 years.
Correct.
Okay.
This will be a 2-year course. So, for example, in the first year, the first term, we will have 12 units. What are the subjects that will be offered? These are philosophy of law, constitutional law, basic legal ethics, and criminal law.
Okay.
So that's only 12 units.
Okay.
So we're on the second semester, we have about 14 units. This is a little bit top-heavy because we will have statutory construction, legal research,
Okay.
constitutional law, 2 obligations and contracts, and then we will also have the electives.
Okay. Okay.
For those who are not pursuing the thesis track.
Okay. Okay.
On the second year, the first semester is criminal procedure, persons and family law. We will have legal forms, property and land law, and then we also have again an elective
Okay.
for those that will not take the thesis track. Also 14 units.
Okay.
And on the last term or last semester of the second year, you will have basic securities law, corporation law.
Okay.
That's civil procedure. We have 2 elective subjects. So that will be about 10 units. So after taking these 50 units, we will be conferring you a degree of Master of Legal Studies.
Okay. That's
You've completed
yeah.
all the requirements.
Okay, so that's 50, that's non-thesis,
Non-thesis.
right? Okay. 48 units.
42.
42 if you opt for the thesis.
For the thesis track,
Okay.
yes.
Now, 2 years, sir. Is there a possibility for some students, because these questions were asked actually, no? Among those who are interested to enroll in the MLS or the Master of Legal Studies, can they, like, for example, opt to take just a few units for a particular semester, like entering first year, or in the first year, maybe 6 units only? Would that be all right?
Yeah, we are actually designing this for those who would like to take it on their own pace. No?
Okay.
So you don't need to, unlike in the
law.
regular
Yeah.
Juris Doctor, you want to finish the 4 years
Yes, okay.
because you want to take the bar and
Right,
become law.
right.
This one, you could study at your own pace.
Yes.
As long as you earn the
Yeah.
50 units
Yeah.
towards the degree.
Yes. So in other words, you don't necessarily have to take a full load.
Yes,
as how
correct.
They say,
You
how
will
they
have to
say
take, based on what your current situation
Okay.
is. No, if you're only available to take 6 units,
Yeah,
then that will be
right,
perfectly
right.
all right.
Then another frequently asked question, Attorney Quevenco, is the schedule friendly among those who are working or among the professionals?
Yes.
Have we already decided on our schedule, class schedule?
Not really decided yet. This is
Okay.
not final
Okay.
because we have to find out how many
I see.
students are confirming to enroll.
Okay, okay.
If we have a good number of students, then we will definitely design it to be friendly.
Okay.
So there are suggestions that will be Saturday for the face-to-face classes. This will be the whole day of Saturday.
Okay.
And then for those classes that does not need to be face-to-face, then we could opt for a blended
Yes.
or an online or
Yes.
distance learning.
Right. Yes. Okay. So all of this will need to be threshed out
Yes.
yet, no, Attorney?
If we have a very few enrollees,
Okay.
then we have no choice but to integrate it in our regular JD program.
Okay.
That means that you have to follow our JD offering because then it will not be reasonable for us to offer it separately.
Yes, right. So in other words, for example, Attorney, although of course we're all praying, no,
Yes.
that we get a considerable number of new enrollees for the MLS or the Master of Legal Studies. So for example, one or maybe some students may need to be integrated in the regular law courses. Is that right, sir?
So let's say if we get less than 10,
Okay.
then it's not really feasible for us
Oh, yes,
to have
open.
a Master of Legal Studies.
Okay.
So in that situation, then we will have to explain that you have to be integrated in the regular law program.
But the degree program would still be Master of Legal Studies.
Every subject that they take will be credited towards the Master of Legal Studies.
Because of course you are identified as a Master of Legal Studies student,
yes,
right?
You enroll for that program.
Yes, right. But how about, again, sir, you mentioned that the approach of teachers may be different when they handle the MLS and when they handle the Juris Doctor courses.
Yeah, when I mentioned that, I was talking of a separate, distinct. But now, then,
well, possibilities.
If the numbers are very few, then it might be
right.
also not unreasonable to expect that we change totally the direction of our teaching.
Yes. So in other words, we can play it by ear, sir, no?
If our expectation will be met, that we, let's say, have 20, 30, then definitely it will be a totally independent program. It will be run with a distinct difference from how we conduct our regular law studies.
You mentioned a ladderized curriculum, attorney, no? Perhaps we can explain to our viewers what this would mean.
Okay. So for the ladderized, that means that if you are starting with a Master of Legal Studies, and then after 2 years, you now say that, oh, I love the study of law. I am now interested, instead of saying that I will just be satisfied with 50 units Master of Legal Studies, I now feel that I have the skill, I have the passion, I have the desire to become a lawyer and practice law, then I will proceed and finish the 4 year. So that's why it's ladderized, because you could climb the ladder and ultimately earn your JD degree and take the bar and pass and become a lawyer.
Yeah. So for example, if that would be the case, sir, then you would have a double degree. So
yes,
you would have
then you will have
Master of
Legal Studies, and then ultimately you will earn your JD. And of course, if you pass the bar, then you will
become a lawyer.
Earn your ATTY affiliation before your name.
Yes, right. So the courses that are offered or that are indicated in the Master of Legal Studies would also be credited to the Juris Doctor.
It will be credited. Because these are also part of the law program. Except that we have identified this as necessary. Because in the regular JD program, these are not arranged the way I explained it earlier.
Yes. So there may be certain courses that are offered in the
second year, the third year, the first year.
Yes, right. And then ladderized would also mean that can you extract certain courses from the MLS that one can earn a certificate from?
Yes, that is again our intention. This program will have that flexibility because we're talking, this is actually an idea of our president, Sir Dean Cinco.
Yes.
When we were discussing this a long time ago, before this became a reality with the Legal Education Board. That why are we not offering in our College of Law and Jurisprudence certain courses that will lead to a certificate.
Yes.
And now, this is an opportunity to do that. So, for example, we offer real estate as part of this Master of Legal Studies. If you are not enrolled in the program, but you just want to earn the certificate for real estate or collective bargaining or intellectual property or gender sensitivity, then you could just enroll for that particular subject. And earn the certificate.
Yes, right. These are all really very interesting topics, attorney, no? One need not be a lawyer or one need not be legally inclined, so to speak, no?
So you might be interested only in that property or real estate.
Right.
Depending
on the profession that you are in or perhaps the work that you are doing at the present time. But I think the intention, as you had mentioned, no, this is like a brainchild of our university president, no? President Dean Cinco, is I think very laudable. It's like moving forward and perhaps thinking ahead, no, of what can become of our Juris Doctor program. But it's a milestone because it's the first, no, in Dumaguete and Negros Oriental, no.
The memorandum order actually this program is available to all law schools. They could opt to offer this program
all over the country, sir.
All over the country, but as far as I know, it is only Foundation University was applied here in Negros Oriental. So we're the only law schools that is offering. I know also for a fact that it is also in Bacolod. It's the University of St. LaSalle was also ask for accreditation for this Master of Legal Studies.
Okay.
So in Negros Island, I know that there are 2 law schools, one here in Oriental and one in Occidental.
Okay. So this is actually also being, as you had mentioned, like opened by the legal education.
Yes,
board,
you have to apply
to
be able to be accredited. So we got our accreditation to offer this program last February 29.
Yes, very good, no? And we're offering it come
the first semester of academic year 2024,
yes.
2025.
How would, I think this would also be of interest to those who are planning not to enroll in the MLS, Master of Legal Studies. How would the thesis be, for example, no? I'm like looking ahead, no? Like, will the professors give certain suggestions or recommendations, or will the student, of course with the supervision of the advisor, so to speak, come up with their own topics?
Actually, the Legal Education Board has already come out with a legal research agenda.
Yes.
So if you look at that, it's part, I think, of LEB Memorandum Order 28. Then you could see the wide-ranging topic for legal research, for thesis topics that are available. So looking at that, very interesting. And I would in fact encourage some of our students in the future to take, because I myself is interested, this is a good research topic for a thesis. And naman, if you have a research and it is something that is remarkable, then this could be presented, it could be published in law journals, it could be presented in legal conferences, not only in the country but also abroad.
Very interesting, sir, no? Because today the buzzword, so to speak, is research.
Yes, that's right.
And Foundation University has really been big on presenting papers in conferences, even some international conferences, and publishing these researches as well, which is, of course, needed for an academic institution like Foundation. But now it's my first time to hear that there's a legal research agenda.
That's right. That's right.
Wow.
And we could in fact collaborate with the graduate school or our university.
Right. Where is that? How can we get hold of that, sir?
You could just download from the website of the Legal Education Board, LEB website. I think it's LEB Memorandum Order 28. 28 for the legal research agenda. 29 is the approval of the Master of Legal Studies.
And I think this is one particular endeavor of the LEB by coming out with a so-called legal research agenda. Not only will it save time, I think, sir, for the students, but also like you are on track.
You're aligned with the priorities.
Aligned with what the LEB in particular would like.
I think they did that in consultation with the Supreme Court. Also, because the Supreme Court knows the area where legal research, not purely for academic, but what could really be applied in the community.
Right. And you defend it. You defend it as well, no?
And it will be, whatever your recommendation is, could be adapted as a program for legislation or some of the endeavors of the national government.
And I think this is we're not only talking about this in the context of what we do here in Foundation as an academic institution or as a higher education institution, but for the entire country, for the development, national development.
That's correct. One of the realities is that there are about 60,000 lawyers, the active lawyers
today.
Because of the role of attorney. So maybe about 90,000, but a number of them are already retired or they have passed on. So maybe 60,000. And then you're talking of 100 million Filipinos. So what is now the proportion of lawyers to the population of the Philippines?
My goodness.
That's why one of the emphasis of the Legal Education Board is to empower people through this Master of Legal Studies. Not necessarily could they become lawyers, but they are also given the correct foundation with regards to knowledge of legal principles and foundations.
Sir, for example, if there's a student who may be really interested, a student would be meaning he or she has graduated already from the undergraduate level. What do you think are the characteristics of one who would go? I mean, let's get down to the level of those who would be enrolling. What characteristics should they possess?
Okay, could I just refocus that?
Sige po,
We
sir.
foresee that the enrollee in the Master of Legal Studies
Yeah.
are people that have already started their career, maybe
okay.
2 or 3 years, because now they have a feel of what
Yes.
they need.
Uh-uh.
For fresh graduates, then it's still an option,
Yeah.
but maybe I will not really encourage it immediately
Okay.
that you
yeah.
go into the Master of Legal Studies
Yes,
without
yes.
having some professional experience.
Right. So maybe work, no?
Yes,
Or,
work first,
oo,
and then
yeah.
whatever is your line of work, then you
Okay.
will now determine,
Yeah.
do I need knowledge or background in
Yeah.
law?
Although we have quite a number also of undergraduates who immediately proceed to law.
Yes.
So like young as they are, immediately after graduation, they opt to proceed to law.
Yeah, those are people whose career path really is into finishing their law degree
Okay.
and taking the bar.
Yes, okay. That's
Now, let's say
yeah.
you become political science,
Okay, yeah, you
AB
graduated.
political science,
Uh-uh.
because you want to proceed to law.
Yeah.
So that is your track.
Okay lang. Oo. So in other words, sir, it is more advantageous for one who will proceed or who will take Master of Legal Studies to have worked
Yes,
at some
correct.
time, no?
Because as I
Yeah.
told you, our approach will
Yeah.
be now
Yes.
more of industry
Right.
based. No?
Yeah, and maybe an application.
Application,
No? Yes.
yes.
And I think even if it's not in the Master of Legal Studies program, most of our graduate schools require something like a
Yes.
2-year, no?
Yeah, working experience.
2-year like experience before
Yes.
they can proceed to masters.
So that's really similar
Okay.
to what is required in most of the masteral programs.
Okay. We're quite interested as well, again, because we're talking about this in the context of national development, no? The research that is going to be required of these students, how long are they given? Are they given enough time?
Yeah, there'll be.
Okay.
I think we will be giving maybe another year. Let's say if
okay.
you're in the thesis track,
Okay.
now after you have completed the
Academics,
the
no?
academic requirement,
Okay. Mm-mm.
then although there are electives to
Yeah.
that, then you will have to enroll.
Yeah.
I would really recommend that if you're in the thesis track, but the
Okay.
end of your second year, semester, you have already finished and defended your thesis.
Ay, okay, yes.
Although, of
yeah.
course, we will allow you,
Okay.
but that means that you will have to enroll again.
Ay, okay. Yeah, right.
For the thesis.
Right. Oo. But again, there is pala an option, sir, no? The
Yes.
non-thesis.
Non-thesis
Meron
track.
pala yun.
Yes.
Oo.
Yes.
That's quite interesting. But I think you also would be giving the students or whoever would be enrolling something like what are the advantages
Oh,
and perhaps
right.
the
Yeah.
disadvantages.
We will be giving an orientation,
orientation,
for those
parang ganon.
who will take up.
Yeah.
Because the elective, as I was looking at this, will really be on the second year.
Yeah.
On the second semester.
Second semester of the second
the first year.
Of the first year.
Oh, that means that you have the first semester
Okay.
to determine whether you go to the thesis or the non-thesis.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, it has truly been such an enlightening afternoon, Attorney Quevenco, especially so that many are interested to enroll in the Master of Legal Studies, especially that since we posted this in our Facebook page, we had a lot of inquiries.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I understood.
yeah. So, sir, where would they go? For example, what requirements should they submit? You have the floor, sir.
Okay. We have a Facebook page, the College of Law and Jurisprudence, Foundation University. You could also email us at clj@foundationu.com. The requirements basically is that you should be a graduate of a 4-year undergraduate course. That's all, a simple requirements.
Yeah, and then the enrollment, sir, would be during
Enrollment will be, we will be receiving applications. We're
Okay.
open to receive applications as early as June of 2024,
Okay.
after our graduation.
Graduation. Okay, wow. Really wish you all well, sir, in the
Yes.
College of Law. And
We're excited as well.
Yes,
We're very excited.
Yes,
for this
really.
program.
And listening to the offerings, I mean, you don't need to really be in the legal profession or intend to become a lawyer for you to enroll in the Master of Legal Studies.
That's right.
Yeah. Thank you very much, attorney.
You're welcome. It
Thank
was my
you.
pleasure,
Yes,
Ceci.
thank you very much. So with that, friends, we bring to a close another episode of iGreyhound. We have just been talking to the Dean of the College of Law and Jurisprudence as the college offers the Master of Legal Studies in the new academic year of 2024-2025. Please do not forget our replays. We have replays at 2 o'clock in the afternoon to 3 in the afternoon on Channel 6 of Filproducts TV-Dumaguete. And of course, we are also being streamed live on the Facebook page of Foundation University. Please do not forget also to always stay tuned, especially that we are preparing our episodes for future recordings here on iGreyhound. This has been Cecile Henove bidding everyone a pleasant day. Friends, while we are at it and while we are on a euphoric state over the episodes of iGreyhound, I think this is about time for us to take a season break. After all, we are now in season 2 and we have recorded quite a number of episodes already, especially so that we have been supported by many of our stakeholders, the faculty, staff, students, and even the alumni of Foundation University. And do not fret, because to take the place of our episodes for iGreyhound is Speak 101, the student-led show produced by our AB broadcasting students of Foundation University. And this is one particular time where we can showcase what they can do and what they can offer to you as well. Of course, we will be back with more exciting episodes, perhaps a rebranding of what we can offer you, but rest assured that at the back of our minds, it is always for the benefit and welfare of you, our dear televiewers and supporters over the years of iGreyhound. We thank you very much for your support, and please support as well Speak 101. iGreyhound, of course, will be back for Season 3.
Since its inception in 1949, Foundation University has carved a place in academia, the home of the Greyhound. This school is a vanguard of technology, innovations, strategy, collaboration, and new directions towards excellence and quality. It has grappled with various challenges, most recently the worldwide pandemic. Its faculty and staff, students, and alumni remain true to the core values of excellence, commitment, integrity, and service. Foundation University will soon celebrate its Diamond Jubilee anniversary. It stands ready for what the future holds. We have built a community of influence started by founder Dr. Vicente G. Cinco. It is committed to a mission of making education accessible to all. On our 75th, Foundation University thrives to consistently realize its mission and vision, strives to be relevant in the exigencies of the times, comes alive despite circumstances, and in the process makes a headway for a high five to the rest of the world.
High five!